Surprise, mother...
Hang on, you didn't come here for Fredrinn highlights. You came here to find out how to counter Fredrinn. Fredrinn is a blood-sucking type hero. His passive skill allows him to heal himself when he does damage, so you will want to build anti-lifesteal items such as Dominance Ice, NOD or Sea Halberd. These items reduce his regeneration effect by 50%, and that will stop him from sucking your blood. Basia is a natural hero counter to him, since his passive has an inbuilt anti-lifesteal effect, which is similar to the items mentioned earlier. Anti-lifesteal effects will make him way less tanky as you are stopping him from sucking. As a famous philosopher once said, Leila's best skill is tank. As the great Chinese military strategist Sun Tzu once said, know thy enemy, know yourself, and you will be victorious in 100 battles. So it's important to understand Fredrinn if you want to deal with him. Fredrinn's passive creates a black bar every time he takes damage. He can then consume that black bar when he does damage to heal himself. So try to fight him when the black bar isn't that thick, so he won't be able to regen as much. For the second part of his passive, he will gain stacks of skill points every time he lands a skill on an enemy hero, so it's important to try and dodge his attacks if you can. It also works on jungle monsters, so you can also try to clear out the jungle and he won't be able to prepare stacks before a fight. Fredrinn's first skill is basically an AoE damage skill. The next basic attack he does will launch a forward slash. For his second skill, Fredrinn will dash forward, and if he hits an enemy, his next basic attack will have a short knockout effect. His third skill, which requires one stack of his passive to cast, will taunt enemies around him for 1 second and also boost his magic and physical defense greatly. He will be refunded 1 stack if it hits an enemy hero or jungle monster, and also reduce the cooldown of his first and second skill by 75%. If you can dodge this skill, it will really hinder his combo chain. For his ultimate, he will pull out his big stick and slam it on the ground. The slam is so powerful that if you are near his stick, you will also be damaged. If he slams you directly with his stick, you will be heavily damaged physically and emotionally.
Emotional damage!
The ultimate will cost him 3 stacks, so take note of his stacks to see if he can cast his ultimate or not. Or you can just dodge his skills and he can never cast it. Fredrinn's typical combo will be something like Skill 2, Skill 1, Skill 3, Skill 2, Skill 1, Skill 3, Skill 2, Skill 1. Okay, since I saved you a lot of time having to try him out, I'm sure I deserve a like and subscribe, right? Right? Since Fredrinn is still pretty new, his best build isn't finalized yet. So far, the most common builds that I see usually include 3 or more tank items, some of which give him additional HP stats. He also has a high base HP on par with other high HP tank heroes. So heroes which have inbuilt HP base damage such as Lunox, Carry, and Karina will perform well against him. Demon Hunter Sword and Glowing Wand also have HP based damage effects. Heroes that can use Demon Hunter Sword effectively, such as 1-1 or Melissa, are good against him. They also have good mobility and skills that can help them get out of his CC chain. For the Glowing Wand, Eve and Valir are able to utilize the item's effect very well while keeping him out of range. With those heroes and items, you will have no problem carving him up like a cake.
Even now I could cut through the 5 of you like carving a cake!
Since Fredrinn's builds includes lots of defense items, and his skill tree can give him tons of defense, you have to ensure you have the necessary penetration items so you can shred that defense. The Divine Glaive and Malefic Roar are obvious candidates for this. Other items like Hunter Strike, Blade of Heptasis, and Genius Wand also give penetration stats, but they are not as effective as Divine Glaive or Malefic Roar when they come up against very high defense stats. I have covered how effective Divine Glaive can be against tanky heroes like Fredrinn in my other video, so check that out if you haven't. Link is in the description. Fredrinn's attacks mostly require him to be at close quarters, so as long as you can keep your range, it will be hard for him to stack his passive and unleash his combos. So if you see Fredrinn on the enemy team, try not to pick heroes that like to stay in melee range. Heroes like Zilong or Alucard, who need to be near enemies, will play to his strengths, so maybe avoid picking those.
Demons shall bathe in their blood.
If you are playing in a supportive role, heroes that can help create space between him and your team or yourself are very effective against him. I'm talking heroes like Valir, Tigreal, or Ruby. Also, he isn't the most mobile of heroes. Yeah, his skill 2 can close gaps, but that's all he has.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Okay, if he takes flicker, then he has 2 ways, so watch out for those 2 skills and you'll be okay. Also, since most of his skills are sort of skill shots, he has some difficulty with heroes that are agile. So heroes that have dash skills will have an easier time against him, such as most of the assassins. Slow effects will also hinder and annoy him even more, so the Ice Queen wand is a good pickup for mages. Heroes that can use the Ice Queen wand, such as Esme and Eve, will slow him to a crawl. Man, how many times have I mentioned Eve?
There is no escape!
If you are having trouble with Fredrinn in your games, let me know in the comments what you find most annoying about him. YouTube thinks you'll like this next video here, so watch it. Yeah, click it.